7 of you.
Yep.
I think you were out for about 4 or 5 plays the whole day.
Yep.
How did that go on an 80-degree afternoon?
We could have had a little better day, but overall, I think we had a great spring. I think the young guys really developed into their own. Parker, Trey, Gabe, I think they all had really good spring. So it was good to see the young guys get some reps, and I think we just built more chemistry, playing more snaps together. I'm talking me, Keith, Ryan, and Cade playing all together.
This
So.
offense was known for its passing last year, leading the league in that category. What do you think the offensive identity will be moving forward?
I think it's going to be similar to last year. I think we're going to be more balanced. We have a really experienced group up front. We're confident. We've played together for a long time, so I think we have a lot of confidence up front to get it done both in a run and pass game. So I think we can be more balanced this year than ever before, just based off all our experience. So it'll be really good.
How have you built your chemistry with Kyle?
Being a young guy, he's a little bit younger coming up. He had a great spring, grew a lot this spring. Just, talking to him in the locker room, hanging out with him on the weekends, maybe going to watch a Richmond baseball game over at Pitt Field. Just talking to the kid, letting him grow some confidence, and just being there to support him, answer any questions he has for me. And, that's about it, just being able to give him some confidence. So.
Is the vibe different this year, given what you guys accomplished?
We're definitely a more confident team this year going into the summer, I would say for sure. We know we can do it again, so that's why we have that confidence. And, we can't dwell on the past. That was the past, so we just need to continue the momentum, keep going, have a great summer, have a great camp, and take that into the season and have another great year. So I'm excited.
Your position coach is now the co-offensive coordinator. How different, how similar, what's that kind of been like?
It's been mostly similar, He definitely helped out in the play calling a little last year, gave his insight. He's a very knowledgeable coach. He's got a lot of experience, so I don't think much has changed on that front. But it's great to see Coach Ross get the recognition he deserves, and we all trust him a lot. We know he has the experience to be calling plays or have input on what plays are called. So, it's great, and I really love that he got the chance to do what he's doing now. So.
Javion, you had a big play out there, and the receivers are sort of rebuilding. A lot of the top receivers are gone. Can you just talk about your day and the day of the receivers?
We got a young core this year. Josiah just got hurt, so with Leroy leaving and Jake leaving, we just feel like we got to step up as a whole and just come together and just keep progressing. Day by day, taking 1% each day. Coach O, he's a great coach, and I feel like he put us in a great position to be great, and do what we do.
What is your guess on the identity of this team? What shape will this team take?
Just coming together as a family and just feeding off each other energy and going out there playing with confidence and playing like we know what we're doing each and every day in practice and showing out on Saturdays.
Can you speak about the new offensive co-coordinators and how that's going?
Coach O and Coach Russ, I feel like they're doing a good job adjusting plays from last year and just adding new stuff and new schemes and helping us learn everything and taking it day by day.
What is your confidence level? Obviously, there were a lot of receivers ahead of you last year, but now it looks like it's your turn.
Learning from Leroy and Jake and just, Josiah and Nick, just taking out from their bags and what they learned and, leaning on them so I can just be better each and every day. Coming out here on Saturdays and having confidence in myself and, confidence in God, faith in God, and prevail.
What have you seen from the quarterbacks? What have you liked about the battle they've had this spring?
I feel like it's been competitive in the quarterback room, with Kyle and Cam. I feel like they're still battling right now, honestly. So I just feel like once they get the playbook and get some experience, and I feel like we'll be good.
How much did last year help all of you guys to do what you did, to get to the postseason, to win a game, to build on for this year?
Just seeing that atmosphere in the playoffs, going to Sacramento, going in the playoffs, it just you're just feeling that energy and getting on the field, because I was on the field sometimes. So just that experience, I feel like it helped me, being confident and just self-composed out there.
Well, Coach Huesman, how about just sort of a general review of today's activity?
Probably a little sloppy. I was Offensively, I'm not sure if we were as crisp as I would have liked. We missed some throws, obviously, out there. But they've had a pretty good spring, so it was a little tougher today. I think defensively we're probably ahead of our offense right now just because of who we got playing. It's good to see Wheeler and Marlon back out there. We've kind of been taking it a little bit easier. And Banks, same way. Obviously, Aiden Murray on the sideline, I think will be really good on defense. And I think I thought defense pretty good job, and then offense was fine.
Could you speak about your quarterbacks and if anybody is the leader heading into your off-season here?
Well, Kyle's the leader, but again, it's going to be a competition. And it's tough. I mean, we probably got the calls in a little bit late, but these quarterbacks, they don't know to look at the 40-second clock, the play clock. I mean, the 40 and 25-second clock, and I looked at Kyle. I said, Kyle, man, there's the clock right in front of you, but he hasn't had to do that here, and this was the first time. So I'll excuse the quarterbacks that made that mistake today. We did get some calls in a little bit late. We got to be a little crisper in that, but overall, I think the quarterbacks are doing a nice job.
Do you intend to stand pat at that position or explore the possibility of bringing in a transfer quarterback?
I would be surprised if we had another quarterback come in, but you never say never. We got probably 3 more transfers we're going to take, and we're going to treat it like probably the NFL draft and take the 3 best available, whatever position that might be. So we're going to take 3 good football players and that we think can come in and compete. What positions, I don't know right now, but I'm almost sure it won't be a quarterback, but you never know.
Josiah was out, looks like a right knee injury. Could you update us there?
Just a lower leg injury. I think he's going to see the doc Monday or Tuesday. We'll see where it goes. We'll have more of an update probably early next week.
Are you concerned about his availability for the season?
Yeah, I'm concerned. Yeah, really concerned.
As you move into the off-season, is there a priority or 2 based on today and the last 14 practices that you'd like to address?
I think we got to throw and catch the ball. I think in the summertime, our quarterbacks and wideouts need to live together, need to be out here on a constant basis, throwing and catching, working on timing. I think that's going to be critical. I know Kyle will be here all summer. What receivers will be here the whole summer, I don't know, but I know all of them will be here the second session of summer school. So, I mean, that's going to be a priority. Putting cut-ups together for these guys. Obviously, we're not allowed to meet with them in the summertime, and so our coach is going to have to do a great job of putting cut-ups together for them, emailing them different plays that they want them to see, different cut-ups and things like that. So our coach will do a great job with that. But our quarterbacks have to develop this summer for sure. We got all camp to get them better. But the one thing I can say is they're talented. I don't know if we showed how talented they were today, but for the most part, they're pretty talented players.
What do you like about the co-offensive coordinator setup that you have this season?
I think they work together really well, Sean. I mean, it's they like each other, they trust each other, so they do work together really well. It was good for Winston. I think the last 4 or 5 practices, we didn't script any team stuff. We just called it and played it. Today, obviously, nothing was scripted. So, to get him used to what we're doing here, to get the call to the signal call to get it in there. So I think these last 3 or 4 practices and today, will help him moving forward. But both of those guys, they get along. They're bright. So, we're going to be fine there.
Are there any young? Sorry, Bob.
Your favorite position group, offensive line.
Oh,
How did they
man.
do today, considering the minimal numbers that they had?
They're real men. I'm telling you, they're gutsy. They never complain with our numbers. We could never get, you know, we would think we're going to have the numbers, and then somebody else would go down, and then we're not, and then we get somebody else back, and then somebody else went. It was a hard spring, but a pretty typical spring. You've been here a long time, and probably even before I got here, when I was at Chattanooga, you know, that position is really the hardest to have numbers. And, you know, you graduate some people leave, you know, some walk-ons you need in the program there, and they decide not to play anymore, and all of a sudden you got 7 or 8, and it makes it tough, and it's happened every spring since I've been here. Every spring I was at Chattanooga, so but they are gutsy, man. They don't complain. They work so hard. Again, my favorite position group, and I don't care who knows it.
Coach Huesman, is there a young guy or two that really grabbed your attention in 15 spring sessions?
I think we got 2 young corners in D'Angelo Stocker and Trey Tomlinson. We moved Trey from free safety to corner, and I think both of those guys have exceptional athletic ability, and both can really run. Now, do they make mistakes like freshmen? Oh yeah, they make them all the time, but they've shown a lot of athletic ability. I think Bryson Parker, you know, I know he started for us last year, but he had a really good spring. He's such a good player. Everything Banks did that he got involved with was really good. I think we're going to be tremendous up front defensively. We got a lot of players there and a lot of really good players. Zach Chambers stood out to me this spring. He can run. He's a pretty physical guy, so you know that's one that stood out to me. Offensively, I think Javion Griffin had a really good spring, and I think he's going to be an impact player for us. Obviously, Nick DeGennaro does a really good job. He's a good player. And then I think the 2 young freshman offensive linemen, Trey Gray and Parker Mitchell, both have shown that they can play at this level.
How'd your special teams do?
Other than the first snap, which was, you know, a guy we just started training about 2 weeks ago, we got a short one there, but it wasn't a whole lot. It was mostly just, and we had them all kind of mixed and matched there, and you know sometimes guys were coming off on defense and we were kicking. I mean, it was a little tougher, but we wanted to get a little bit of something in there.
Hey, along those lines, obviously Winston doesn't get a break when he's calling plays for both teams. How much did that have to do with maybe a few of those delays?
That makes a difference, no question, John. I mean, you're absolutely right. You know, normally, you know, you get to, you know, you finish up a series and you get to put your play sheet down there and you get to kind of look and reassess and, you know, and talk and I understand that. I mean, I know those things are happening. It's tough. In a game like this, you can't make adjustments. It's just call a play and go. So, you know, I thought for the most part it was, I mean, it wasn't awful. I mean, in spring games are probably like that. I mean, there's a lot of mistakes in spring games, but that's a tremendous point that, you know, he can't put it down and just kind of reassess the next series. It's tough.
Apart from Josiah, did you get out of spring in pretty good shape?
Yes, actually that was it. He was the only one that really took an injury this spring. Everybody else pretty healthy. Now you know with Savon, you know he's going to be right up to the season but he'll be ready. Aiden Murray looks like he's on track to be ready. Connor Devaney's on track to be ready.